Alright. Hello, everybody. Gonna get into some ESO questing here. Hope you are all having a wonderful night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. I don't know about you, but I've had a long day at work, and I just want to unwind playing one of my favorite MMOs. This is my Templar. Gonna be doing the Greymore questline, I believe it is. Trying to get that Hero of Skyrim title. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. On second thought, we're going to do Markarth. I believe this is the one where you get the Hero of Skyrim title, which is what I want to go for right now. So, yeah, I think that gives us the quest, and we should be able to start. Alright. And that's the last you'll hear from me, promise.
To leave possess. Have need of a.
Be off, Reeker. Ard Kaddock refuses to see you. Now go, before I gut you.
The Ard needs to hear what I have to say, my friend. It is imperative that we speak. Reach folk. I don't believe I've ever dealt with a more distrustful lot. I'm here on urgent business, but the despot of Markarth refuses to see me. While the Grey Host gathers, he hides behind his sentries and his walls, thinking to escape their fury. Ard Kaddock, self-proclaimed ruler of the Reach. He rarely ventures out of Understone Keep these days. I've come to offer my assistance, but he refuses to listen. Meanwhile, even here in the shadow of the city, Grey Host agents plot and conspire. An alliance of vampires, witches, and werewolves bent on slaughter and conquest. I want to protect the Reach, but to do that, I need to uncover the Grey Host's plans and secure Ard Kaddock's cooperation. Would you be willing to help me in this? With your help, we may save the Reach yet. While I continue to exert diplomatic pressure, I need you to find information the Ard will consider valuable. Something concerning the rebels that plague his rule, perhaps. Start by talking to the sentry. Reach folk deal in bargains. They respect strength and skill, and they believe in rewarding favors. If we can bring something important to the Ard while demonstrating these qualities, I think he'll agree to hear us out. If we're to stop the Grey Host and help the Reach, we don't have a choice. At the very least, we need his resources and support. In my time here, I've heard about these rebels, but I'm not sure the extent of their rebellion. See what you can learn. Remember, remain respectful but wary when dealing with Reach folk. They don't suffer long speeches, not even short ones. Keep your conversation with the Sentry brief and to the point. Once you find something, meet me in Markarth at Understone Keep.
Didn't you hear? You and that fancy bastard aren't welcome here. Get! Or I'll make a scarf out of your guts! We know all about the Blood Drinkers and the Beast Folk. We were dealing with them just fine before Ard Kadok called us back to Markarth. The Witch Rebels are a bigger threat, along with outsiders who try to get into our business. Some wilder witch has been stirring up the clans to the east of Markarth, making trouble for Ard Kadok. But we'll have her head on a pike soon enough. Look, if you want to see the Ard, then bring news he doesn't know. Something about the rebels.
Stay here as long as you like. I'm done waiting for Ard Kadok to muster the clans.
Are you now? And what do you plan to do about it? Join those rebels? You wouldn't have the first clue about how to find them.
That's where you're wrong. Connell says they're gathering in the eastern foothills.
Well, then your head can wind up on a pike with the rest of them, you damn fool.
Are as bad as the damn vampires. Get away from me, you reeker. You think a Reach warrior with only one good leg can't gut you? Well, think again. The Grey Host, does it look like I've been bitten or clawed? It was the damn Witch Rebels. And they can't tell a Reach folk from a monster any better than you can. They thought I was one of those invaders. Spirits take the lot of them. Like a pack of wild dogs they were. Kept shouting, Arana, Arana, as they bore down on me. I took an arrow in the leg before they listened to me. Before they decided I wasn't an invader. I think Arana spoke to me. I think she was their leader. No, like ghosts these rebels are. I plan to return to Markarth and petition the Ard to let me take a war party out to find them. They must be hiding in the eastern foothills. I don't care if they are fighting the Grey Host. They're mine.
Yeah, my friend. Was your hunt successful? You couldn't have timed your arrival any better. Ardkadek holds court as we speak. We'll never have a better chance to gain an audience with him. Did your investigation uncover anything we can use? What did you learn? Arana? I have heard that name during my time here. Did you happen to learn what these rebels are rebelling against? Flee this city? With a grey host prowling the countryside? Well, that's 3 valuable pieces of information. I want you to represent me before Ardkadek. Explain what you learned and convince him to finally agree to meet with me. Speak with the Ard Sentry. You'll need to convince her to gain an audience with Kadek. I think the information you uncovered about the rebels will be enough to interest the Despot of Markarth, but you can never be too certain with Reach Folk. I'm lucky to have made it this far into the city. Kadek and his entourage have little patience for a noble such as myself, especially a noble from a land they consider to be the home of their enemy. Now, I shall wait around here and continue to discreetly learn what I can about the Reach and its people. I also want to think about Arana and her rebels. Maybe there's a way to add them to our arsenal. Go. I'll be here when you get back.
You again? You dare to disgrace Understone Keep with your presence, outsider? That takes guts, I'll give you that. What's your business in the Ard's Keep? Do you now? And you want to share that information with Ardkadek? You're certainly full of surprises, outsider. All right, I'll allow you to approach the throne, if your courage holds out. Fair warning, the Ard's in a foul temper today. Not yet you don't, but you will. Ardkadek's is likely to remove your head from your shoulders as listen to you, so talk fast, outsider. And remember, the Ard has no patience for fools or flatterers. Keep that in mind.
What fool do I have to behead for letting you in here? You're not of the Reach or the clans. You've either got the sense of a goat or the heart of a saber cat, and I'm eager to find out which. Now, speak plainly. What brings you to the Despot of Markarth? The fancy elf, who won't take no for an answer, eh? Yeah, he should have made this offer earlier. News concerning the rebels is a beast worth skinning. Tell me something I don't know, and won't have you fed to my hunting dogs. Spies in my city? Well, that would explain some things, but that and a vague location aren't enough to get me to sit down and drink with a high elf. What else have you got? And remember, my patience is wearing thin. Arana. I know that name. She's a honey-tongued fanatic who refused to bury her sword when I forged a peace with the Grey Host. She's slippery, eh? But I didn't realize she led the rebels. Sniffing out a Reach witch. That commands respect. For now. Aye, they agreed to spare the city while they look for some ancient relic. Dwarven, I suspect. They can have it. Verandis wants to meet? Then talk to my advisor, Lady Boleyn. Track down Arana for her, and I'll listen to every word he has to say.
I couldn't help but overhear Ardkadek's voice it carries. Now tell me about the leader of the witch rebels. The name you provided? Arana, I believe you said? Ah, therein lies the problem. Reach witches are experts at losing themselves in the many caves and copses that decorate the landscape. It's like finding a tooth in a hen's beak. Most witches give deference to the Ard. Arana is a troublemaker. Actually, that task falls to you. A favor for a favor, yes. That's how business works here. Locate the rebels. Find Arana and urge her to stop meddling in Markarth's affairs. Do that, and you shall earn a place for you and your count in the Reach. That look on your face. I know curiosity when I see it. Very well. I can spare a few more moments before sending you off on your task. What does the outsider in Ardcadic's court wish to know? While I may not have been born and raised in the Reach, I have earned my place as friend and counselor to Ardcadic. His subjects call me a keep witch. I assure you, this is a term of the utmost respect among the Reach folk. A genuine desire for peace brought me here. The Reach finds itself beset from all sides. Orcs, Nords, Bretons, Imperials, they all seek the destruction of the Reach folk. I try to serve as a bridge of sorts. Yes, a bridge between the Reach and the civilized world. There's simply no reason that the people of Tamriel should go on killing each other. We have an opportunity to build a kinder, better Tamriel. I'm here to help make that future come to pass.
Here, before you run off, tell me about your audience with Ardcadic. Impressive. You accomplished more in mere moments than I've been able to do since I arrived in this savage land. We'll find Arana, see if the witch rebels will join our cause. I will continue my own investigations and meet you back here.
I'm used to...
Pakroti is pleased to see you. An excellent selection. Select your rewards, my friend. Exceptional. Make a selection to reveal your rewards. You will need to purchase a crate from this Pakroti is jealous of. Until next time.
None of these weak strangers will face the truth.
Hold there, outsider. These hills belong to the Reach folk, Rover. These hills belong to the Reach folk, Rover. Turn around and go back the way you came, or I'll have your nose for a trophy. Witch rebels, huh? That's just a label applied by the oppressors, don't you think? Look, we have enough trouble with those Greyhost bastards and Carrick's soldiers. We don't need a curious outsider blundering around and getting in our way, too. You're a hunter. Truly. Sounds more like Carrick and his keep witch getting up to more mischief. You want to befriend the witch rebels? Then prove it. The Greyhost has set up stockpiles nearby. Find out what they're storing, and then we'll talk. The stockpiles were spotted to the east and south. If you can find out what the Greyhost is using them for, then we'll owe you a favor. And true Reach folk never renege on a favor. If I knew for certain, there'd be no need to have you go and take a look, would there? Probably supplies for their army. Though what vampires and werewolves need is anyone's guess. Ritual items, things for their harrowcraft. That's what I expect. There may be a piece of sorts inside Markarth, but out here we're outnumbered and fighting for our lives. Nothing unusual on that. We won't let the Greyhost disarray our land, and we won't let Carrick give it away just to avoid a little blood. Are you daft, outsider? Do I look like a witch to you? A true witch has power, hears the spirits, knows the old words, commands animals, things like that. Some use their power to help. Others use it to kill. Ice Reach witches are particularly evil. Aye, the entire coven threw in with the Greyhost. They used to advise that damn fool Emperor Leovic, and you know how that turned out, right? Greedy hags, the lot of them. I respect their strength, but their hearts are all twisted inside.
Natural witch stones. Nothing but reach stones. I don't think we're the first one here. Lots of This one, Tayfan. Come, Harrier. Give me your measure. Tayfern told me about you, Harrier. You wanted to talk? Well, here I am. What will it be? A battle? I haven't turned anyone into a goat recently, but I'm willing to try if you so much as raise your weapon. Why does everyone insist on calling us that? Tayfern, remind me to come up with a better name when time permits. As for later, well, I guide this gathering of rich folk if that's what you're asking. But what about you? Why are you here? Of course she is. She's a vampire, after all. We tried to slay her twice without much luck. Quick as a spooked hare, that one, and twice as cautious. We'll have her fangs soon enough, though. You can read? What else does that sheet of paper say? The leader? Now that's a worthy bit of news. Bones and birds guide us well, but there's no replacing a cunning hunter. Go to the Barrow, Harrier. Listen in on their meeting. Find out. The spirits will see you safely to Valthum, Harrier. After that, I suggest stealth and a strong blade. Overthrow Markarth? What in Namira's name would I do with all that dead stone? No, my purpose is clear. I need to help our people by shaking Kadok out of his dream. If that doesn't work, I'll split his skull and let it spill out on its own. Kadok's dream of being king. Oh, he has a true heart. In better times, he's a fine leader. But we face a lean season. We're hungry. But instead of filling the larder, he dreams of a golden crown. His foolish pride has brought this upon our people. Not yet. Not until all the beasts of the woods howl his name. And every day he heeds Belain is another day he proves me right. The Grey Host has dark plans for Markarth. Kadok's stubbornness will get everyone in that city killed.
not be concerned, Rada Al-Saran. Your plan proceeds. Kadok hangs on my every word, and soon Reach Folk will fill Markarth like a larder.
Excellent. With Markarth prepared, we need only claim the Ark-Zan keystone.
I'll make inquiries. Just remember our arrangement. Like you, I hate to be disappointed.
You there, in the shadows. You can't hide from the Ashen Lord. Follow me, if you dare. You actually followed. There's fire in your veins, I'll give you that. Very well. You may speak to me. You thought yourself so clever, so stealthy, hiding in the shadows. But the darkness answers to me. Very well. My curiosity is piqued. What have you come to find in this forsaken barrow? You stand before Rada Al-Saran and seek to understand his purpose. Better a torchbug try to comprehend the secrets of alchemy, or a mudcrab the intricacies of necromancy. These events began millennia before your birth. They concern you not at all. Who is this we you speak of? Certainly not the Reach Folk. No, there is someone else. I see them, lurking in your thoughts. An ally, almost as ancient as I am. They're desperate to forestall the coming night. Tell me, who is this person? And I don't have to resist the urge to rip out your throat and gorge on your blood. But we are civilized beings, exchanging pleasantries in this humble setting. Perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement. A tip for a tap, as it were. I propose a simple arrangement. A truth for a truth. Excellent. Then by all means, ask your first question. Lady Belaine is an ally of convenience. Her interests and my design are selfish and predictably narrow. Do you seek to supplant her in Kadok's court? I recommend against that, for it will not go well for you. A threat implies only the possibility of punishment. I do not threaten. Belaine has Kadok's ear. If he takes your side, she kills him and chaos descends on Markarth. If he stands by Belaine, you will be executed. Neither outcome benefits you. Others? Who? Reach Folk? The witch Arana? Your mysterious ally? I am unconcerned. Now, for my question. This ally that hides behind your eyes, does he seek to protect the world by going against his own kind? Of course he does. Thank you for your honesty. Now, do you have anything else to ask? That is a complicated question. A being as old as I can claim many origins. This flesh was born on the distant isles of Yokuda. This spirit was forged on the bloody shores of Hammerfell. This purpose, it grew from love and necessity. That word holds little meaning for me now. But yes, in my youth I dedicated my life to perfection. In art, perfection. In love, perfection. In war, especially in war, perfection. To attain glory in Yokuda, nothing less would do. Is it? Beyond the Sea of Pearls, peerless sword masters were as common as grains of sand. Even the grandest victories felt commonplace. In a land of heroes, how can anyone claim to be exceptional? Precisely. After the conquest of Hammerfell, I wandered in search of new challenges. I found only one. Lecky, daughter to Rutger and master of the sword. We fought for 3 grueling days, without pause for rest or nourishment. But I didn't win. I didn't lose either. I could not accept a draw, however. The cold reality of my imperfection. That resentment drove me to Molag Bal. It took the patient wisdom of a friend to break perfection's hold on me. Now, your turn. Your ally, are they a vampire? Interesting. A picture begins to emerge. Do you have anything else to ask? I have no interest in conquering the Reach. I came here to make use of something very old, very powerful. The Reach has the misfortune to be located directly above it. Many of these mortals will die, not because I want them to, but because they must. Not when your purpose is worthy. I do what I do for love. My turn. Your ally. Are they a high elf? Your honesty does you credit. Thank you. Do you have another question? As you wish. Know that this level of cordiality will not be repeated. And...
None of these weak strangers could face a true Reach challenge.
Welcome back, my friend. Tell me what you learned. Your arrival is fortuitous, as I have only just returned myself. Were you able to make contact with the rebels? Did you meet with Arana? I sensed some deception, but her illusion is powerful. How else did she hide her nature from me? As for Arana, do you think we can convince her and her rebels to join our cause? You spoke to Rodda. Did he... No matter. If Rodda al-Siran is here, our time grows short. Talk to Kadok. If he deems what you tell him worthy, maybe he'll finally be willing to work with me. It was only a matter of time before Rodda and I crossed. Rodda al-Siran and I... we have a complicated history. There was a time when Rodda and I stood united in purpose, to preserve the lives and welfare of vampires. Then, as now, our kin suffered under Molag Bol's curse, and the cruelty of mortal hunters. Not exactly. At least, not all at once. When I first met Rodda, he was immensely proud but utterly consumed by his failures. He tried to find relief in bloodshed and battle, but he was truly lost. I did my best to help him. Yes, his bloodlust gave way to introspection, and introspection led to study. He was already a peerless scholar, all onse vampiric salvation. To accomplish this, he needed to break Molag Bol's hold over us and stop mortals from hunting us. I counseled peace with mortals, and for a while he agreed. But things changed, and I left the Grey Host. I thought he died with them. I was, and even now, centuries later, I still carry that shame. The Raven Watch is more than a noble house and a fellowship of good vampires. It's an atonement. For things I failed to do, friends I failed to save. From mortals, and from themselves. It was only a matter...
Sentry Bodful sent word. The Grey Host is...
I'll hear no more of this! Go! I want to talk to the outsider. The outsider returns? But are you a true warrior? Or a parasite like these damned leeches? Did you do as Lady Boleyn asked? Did you deal with Arana? Tell me you have her head in your pack. I've got a pike on the walls waiting to be decorated. That's not what you are asked to look into. Still, it confirms my own suspicions about my own keep witch. Don't look so surprised. I'm not half as stupid as people think, Rover. Allow. I can count on 3 fingers the number of people I allow in Understone Keep. The rest, they come and go as they please. Let me tell you about the Ember Dance. It's a ceremony we perform here in the Reach. Have you ever heard of it? We grab a handful of hot coals and dance on a bit of straw. Ah, these coals burn, Rover, right to the bone. But if you drop even one, the straw lights and the flames take all of you to Molag Bal. Do you see? Boleyn's a hot coal. So I grip her tight. I'm going to sharpen my sword. And wait. If you and the noble plan to fight the Grey Host, I won't stop you. But remember, Markarth is more than dwarven stones and high walls. It's strength. Make Arana understand that. That's how you can help. Still begging? I should have the tongue ripped from your head and... God damn it, Rover. A favor for a favor, That's the Reach way. All right, tell the noble. Our Kadok will see him whenever he's ready. You think I'm foolish to keep Lady Boleyn close, don't you? It takes a bit of foolishness to rule this place, don't you know? You tell this high elf of yours. I'll see him if he wants.
I've been watching, but Lady Belaine hasn't returned to Understone Keep yet. I wonder how the Ard plans to deal with her. And that's some progress, at least, and farther than I was able to get on my own. Thank you. I'll talk to Kadok, then I'd like to make contact with Arana. We'll need... Your investigations uncovered that Ard Kadok's advisor, Lady Belaine... With your warning, Ard Kadok can decide what to do with Lady Belaine's advice in the future. As to why they care that Reach folk gather within the city, I'll need to think about that. Did you hear any... Rodder tried to use dwarven devices once, but nothing came of it. Interesting. As I toured the city, I met Nolavan. He works with dwarven scrap in the southeast section of Markarth. Maybe he can lead us to this keystone before Lady Belaine acquires it. Despite occupying the ruins of their lost civilization, few Reach folk want anything to do with dwarven devices. That's why Nolavan intrigued me. Well, you deal... And so I shall. Briefly. Kadok has a city full of Reach folk to deal with, so I don't want to unduly distract him.
Aye, you're an outsider. I guess when the Ard made us put up those scratchings he calls signs, it really worked. Attracted you right to my business. Unfortunately, we're closed right now. Come back later, and bring your gold. Artzand. Sounds dwarven. I guess that's why you came to see me. No one in Markarth knows more about the deep folk and their scrap than old Nolavan. Now, keystones. That's another matter. Could refer to a wedge that supports an arch, maybe? Well, that is the other kind. You might be able to find one in Batharzel. I could sell you a map to the place, but it won't be cheap. Or if you do a simple job for me, I'll give you the map as payment. Quick work that would help me a great deal. Aye, more than cover it. Here's your map, leads right to Batharzel, I guarantee it. You might need to do a little searching to find the entrance, but that map will get you close. Now, please, I have so much work to do before I can open the shop.
Hey you, Verandis has need of you. Verandis said he sent you to talk to the scrap dealer, and here you are. Good to see you, by the way. Anyway, Verandis needs to talk to you. Right away, he said. So let's go. He did. Here, let me mark a location on your map. That's Rebel's Retreat, what Arana and her people call their camp in the foothills. Verandis wants you to meet him there. You should move quickly. Verandis has a way with words, but he's still a verbose high elf vampire noble from High Rock, any and all of which can get you killed in the Reach. Funny you should mention that. Oh, he went out into the foothills all right, but before Verandis could find them, the rebels found him. Seems to be working out, at least for the moment. What's to tell? It's a Reach folk camp in the foothills. Probably the main base for the rebels, but I'm just guessing.
Ah, Arana. Here comes my associate now.
Aye, that one I know. Very well, Verandis. I'll speak to them. I see Verandis' word is good. You said I could treat with you, and here you are. The Count tells me that Lady Belaine and the Grey Host leader, Vada El Saran, seek some powerful relic. The Arcthazand Keystone. Is that correct? Let me see your map. Yes, I know that name. But dwarven mischief riddles the bones of the Reach. It could be anywhere. My mother called this place the Hissing Maze. Said it's full of mechanical monsters that guard a trove of silver. Three marks. 3 places to search. All right. I'll help you in Verandis, but not before the spirits bless our alliance. I want you to undertake a ritual. If the spirits favor you, we'll face the Grey Host together. Positive thoughts, Harrier. Positive thoughts. Participate in the ritual. Then we will see what we will see. Without the blessings of the spirits, 'twould be unseemly for this alliance to go forward. The ritual begins with the preparation. Gather a Briarheart seed, a Hagraven's eye, and a handful of bright river shale. Check to the east, west, and south. Whenever different clans come together in a common purpose, we seek the blessings of the spirits to confirm we're doing the right thing. We will ask the Hunter to bind our hearts. If he sees strength in you, we will clasp arms and band together. Need a map for that too, do ya? Like I said, the ritual begins with the preparation. We need 3 things. A Briarheart seed, some bright river shale, and a Hagraven's eye. They grow in the hills to the south. Just remember your gloves. The Briar's thorns are sharper than Dagon's razor. Check north and west, along the riverbank. Spirits prowl the area, so proceed with caution. Fairies and spriggans and such. I'd put them to sleep for ya, but that would be cheating. In a Hagraven's head, of course. Or from a jar. They remove their own eyes to use in rituals, too. There's a coven to the east of here. Nothing but a flock of toad-licking root hoarders, stealing all the best herbs. Namira take the lot of them. You want to know about old Elkai, the wolf charmer, the lord of the hunt? We can call on your gods too if you prefer. Care to wager who answers first? We'll hear from one of Hersine's pups, at least. Good. Nice to see you thin bloods aren't all hair-bladder cowards after all. Need a map for that too, do ya? Like I said, the...
Melina Chasm.
The Harrier returns, swift as a crow on the wing. I have prepared the ritual fire. Did you bring the components I requested? Well done, Harrier. Now, once we undertake this ritual, we will be bound by blood and spirit. It's a union stronger than stone and more eternal than the stars. Are you ready for such a commitment? Good. So am I. Let's hope the spirits feel the same way. Place the components in the fire and stand back. No matter what you see or hear, stand your ground and think about our alliance. Keep that Go on. Go on. Heed our call, Hunt King. Two great packs seek the same full moon. Make them one, bound by common prey. Let Rach and Raven drink of the same dark blood. Howl your blessing, mighty Hersine. Send the sign and guide our hunt. Look, Hersine paints our quarry in smoke and stars. Our pact has been blessed, Harrier.
Between the Raven Watcher's expertise and Aroda's knowledge of the Reach, we have a fighting chance against the Grey Host. Just stay mindful. Even sealed by a Daedric ritual, this alliance remains young and fragile. We must nurture it. Yes, Bethar Zel. I overheard while you were speaking to Arana. We discussed finding it while you were gathering the ritual components. Locating the key... Gwendis brought news from Markarth. Lady Belaine has departed the city, and she intends to give chase. I will assist her in the hope that pursuing Belaine might turn up something useful. Just don't let that keystone fall into Rada al-Saran's hands.
The ritual was a success. Our union has been blessed by Hircine himself. I'm not certain what the spirits showed. Aye, Harrier. We're bound together now. And how else will you find anything in those forsaken depths? I think the skytail we saw in the fire, the snake, will point the way. Once I figure out how it connects to all this, that is. That's what we call the shapes in the stars. Constellations is your word, I think. Some of my sisters can read the stars the way you read a book. See the future, learn the truth in every twinkle. I don't have the knack. It's fire and bones for me. We made a pact, and Hircine blessed it. He put us on the scent, and I plan to track it to the end. Besides, without someone who knows the ridge, the map's useless. You know what monsters hate? Silver. According to the stories, Betharzel is full of it. I need to speak to Tayfern before I set out. Go on, Harrier. I'll find you on the trail. So the legends say. A treasure trove of the pure metal. Enough to arm my warriors with weapons to slay every vampire and werewolf that marches with the Grey Host. And your keystone too, with any luck.
Guys, real quick, I'm going to take 1 second and switch over, get my daily mount up.
We raise fire.
Alright guys, all taken care of. Just needed to get those daily mount upgrades. Back to the quest.
Look, Harrier. A plaque. Let's examine it. That's a skytail. We call it the Hunter, but I think you would refer to it as the Beast. We find these from time to time. Aye, but in and of itself, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
These plaques are as old as these hills, Harrier. Take a look. That's the Witch in the Stars, or the Mage, as you call it. We think the dwarves placed these plaques, but no one really knows. We think the dwarves placed these plaques, but no one really knows. See what that one says. That depicts the skytail of the headsman. I knew it would come to me, eventually. The ritual, the plaques, the map. It finally makes some sense now. You missed it too. What a pair we make. What did Hircine show us? He revealed the snake, which I thought was just a substitute for our prey. But the skytails on the plaques, the witch, the headsman, and the hunter, they're the Wraith Guardians. Look at your map. See how the marks form the shape of the snake in the stars? And see how one mark is missing? If I place it here, we see the snake in its entirety. That's where we need to go. Storytellers say the dwarves knew the stars better than anyone. Strange passion for people who lived underground, eh? Anyway, let's get to this final location. Aye, this must be the spot. Just look at all this dwarf craft. The entrance to Bathar's Hell must be around here somewhere. Always a trick with dwarves, though. Look at these pillars. More skytails. Turn those stones in the right order, and I think we'll find our door.
This looks promising.
Indeed. A dwarven lock of some kind, I suspect.
You hear that? Well done. That did something, Harrier. That looks right to me. That did
The
it!
door opened,
Oh, wait.
but something happened to Irana. She mentioned something about a darkness. We should check on her, but we also need to determine that the keystone we seek is here.
Let me be, Harrier. I just need to...
The door opened, but something happened to Irana. No. Mind the shadows. Lady Belaine has had more time to research the Arthzan keystone than we did. She may have already known about his location and the hidden door. Or she may have known a different way to get inside. Then again, she may be looking somewhere else entirely. Gwendis and I can cover more ground on our own. Let's find the keystone.
So this is Betharzel, eh? Mind your feet, Harrier. Every bit of metal in here means to do you harm. Must have been chiefs who lived here. Chiefs of Thrawn metalworkers. Namira's blood. They cut the heart out of the ground. It's an entire city under the earth. Must have been her slave. send crafters down to carve it out, once we deal with the rest of these evil beasts. I hear something. Wailing and scratching at the walls. There's darkness all around.
That must be the artisan keystone.
Verandis. So it's true. You are alive. Nevertheless, the keystone is mine.
I told you I saw him, skulking around Markarth. He's not as impressive as you led me to believe.
Enough, Belay. Take the keystone. My Verandis would give chase. This pathetic creature. I don't know what it will decide to do.
Rada, you must listen. There's still time to make things right. Rada? Rada!
I don't hear any clanking behind us. They think we're clear. Curse that Lady Belaine. I thought if we could acquire the keystone. Maybe. But you have to go alone from here, Harrier. There's a fork in the path, and we need to go our separate ways. At least for a while. There's something down here. A darkness. Like leeches in a pond, it takes little bites of my soul. I need to get back to the surface. I need to see the sky. Feel the wind on my skin. Keep an eye on Verandis, Harrier. Rada al-Saran was toying with him. He's got plans for your friend, I think. It's hard to explain. Most witchcraft is. Imagine a boulder. Heavy, solid, huge. Now imagine some grinning bastard lowering it onto your chest. Slowly at first, but it starts to crush you. Little by little. It becomes harder to breathe. I'll send crafters to gather some. We'll fashion it into weapons. Arrow tips, coated blades. We have a few metalworkers in the clans. Dwarf magic is hard to hold. It's so clean, all straight angles, no frayed edges. So natural is what it is. The keystone might open a door, but more than that, it's eager. It doesn't just want to open, it wants to activate something.
Gwendis, think this through.
No, they slipped the noose once. That's not going to happen again.
My friend, I thought I could catch Rada and Lady Belaine. Convince him to... Anyway, I'm sorry I failed us. They acquired the keystone and escaped across the river, toward that dwarven structure in the distance. Unlike Gwendis, we can't rush off without a plan. Clear heads will win the day, mark my words. This contest is far from over. With a fresh trail to follow and new allies at our side, victory is closer than ever. And much of that is because of you. This must be Blackreach. I've read the legends, but I never thought it was real. The stories hardly do it justice. Perhaps one day I'll have an opportunity to explore it more fully. For now, we have work to do. Are you still with me, my friend? Ah, the keystone. What is it, and how is it connected to that dwarven structure? Why are they so important to Rada and Lady Belaine? Perhaps they seek to harness some sort of dwarven sorcery? Well, regardless, we can't allow them to achieve their goal. Yes, but we need to proceed with caution. We don't know the purpose of the keystone, and we don't know what they plan to do with it. That said, we are not without our own talents. We can overcome any obstacles and find a way forward. We always do. I'll meet you across the river. Together we'll find a way to enter that ruin. Seeing Rada again, it reopened many old wounds. He wasn't always the villain. At least, I like to think he wasn't. Ah, a fool's hope is a dangerous thing. Meet you outside the ruin, my friend. There you are. You have a problem. This is where Rada and Lady Belaine entered the structure, but I can't find any way to open the doors. I suspect this may be why they needed the keystone. Ah, good question. Let's look around. Not all of the ruin remains intact. Portions have crumbled over the ages. Perhaps we can find a path through the rubble. Just be cautious. I've seen both constructs and shadowy creatures prowling this ruin. The constructs are dwarven and expected. The shadows, some sort of beings made of inky darkness. Quite unsettling and potentially dangerous. Something unusual has taken hold of this place. Reach magic strikes me as wild and unpredictable. Arana clearly shares a strong connection with the ebb and flow of the spirits, though. She might have sensed these creatures, but I suspect something else caused her distress. The source of these shadow beings, these shades, I sense a corruption, a void. The longer I'm close to it, the more I suspect it may be the very thing that drew Rada and Lady Belaine here in the first place. Stay alert, my friend. I wish I could say for certain. I've done precious little reading on dwarven ruins. I do seem to recall the name Arkzand being connected to a university, a library. This place does have a sort of academic look to it, don't you think? I've seen nothing dwarven in their manner or appearance. Dwarves were meticulous scholars. Their constructs, their architecture, everything was precise and controlled. These shades are like wild animals. Whatever spawned them may not be dwarven at all. Reach magic strikes me. 'Tis. 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 ' door is clearly locked. That strange energy. Wait. Is there something on the floor? That parchment appears relatively fresh and intact. What does it say? The Library of Arkzand. Interesting. I assume a dwarven library houses more than simply books. Anything else of pertinence written there? A dark relic? That sounds ominous. And quite likely related to the darkness that Arana sensed, and I now feel as well. That could be the source of these shades. Anything else? Void portals, a dark relic resonating power, and strange shades. We can't let any of this fall into Rada and Lady Belaine's hands. Let's see what we can find on the other side of this structure. Strange-looking shard. Another note and a strange shard. What do you think, my friend? Interesting. The shards remind me of something torn from the darkest corner of oblivion. I suggest you try to use a shard to propel yourself through one of the void portals. The risks are significant. Worked! Well done, my friend. Look up there, between the columns. You see that portal? This is impressive. This place. I had no idea. I knew the dwarves created some magnificent structures, but this is amazing. And look, more of those void portals in the higher portions of this. The only word that comes to mind is cathedral. Until we find the source, I can only speculate. We need to locate it, learn more about this energy, and determine the true nature of these shades. If Rada and Lady Belaine can harness this dark energy, I hate to imagine what they could accomplish. The longer I spend in close proximity, the more I pick up from the shades. I sense fragmented thoughts and raw emotion. They remind me of pure rage and unbridled pain. Perhaps exploring the library will yield some answers. Shades. I sense their presence in every dark corner. keep going. The path ends here, but there's a door up above. We need to find a way to reach it. With the path ahead blocked, our only next danger. Appears to be some sort of containment apparatus. And there's a shade trapped at the center. Another sheet of parchment. Bring it here. Might that be another observation by the Grey Host Pentarch? What secrets does it reveal this time? Of course! Despite all the knowledge he gained, he made a mistake. That trapped shade. That's very well. Manipulate the crystals and see if you can set the tortured shade free. Just exercise caution, my friend. I would hate to see you trapped within the apparatus alongside the Grey Host Pentarch. That's it. Keep repositioning the crystals to reflect the energy. Connect the crystals at all four corners. Did it! Quickly now, question the shape before it dissipates. Such anguish, such pain. Souls trapped in Molag Bol's realm wither over centuries, but this dark heart, it stripped that creature of its vitality almost instantly. I wish it had told us more. It could have been more coherent. Yes, but apparently for different purposes. Unstable breaches in the fabric of reality, imploded chambers, trapped shades. Everything points to some terrible dwarven experiment that went astray. This dark energy is clearly powerful, and dangerous. As the Shade implied, they each seek the Dark Heart for a different reason. I can only imagine what Rodder would do with such power. As for Belain, he called her the vessel that never fills. A curious description. Regardless, we must find them. It must have something to do with the sky above. Perhaps constellations such as those that led us to Bethar Zel. In any event, it's evident that the dark current flowing through this place traps souls and twists them into these shades. Perhaps it does possess life of a sort. Certainly it holds a vast amount of power. Power enough that we can't allow Rada or Lady Belain to get their hands on it. Come, my friend. Let's continue our hunt. Watch for signs of the Grey Host. Point us toward Rada and Belain. Stars? Yes, of Rada and Belain. We found them. Let's listen in.
The orrery of Arksand. The key to our salvation. It has stood here unmoving for nearly 3,000 years.
You're sure the keystone will power it, Belain? It must be ready when the time comes.
The keystone is only part of the puzzle. As you agreed, we must also awaken the Dark Heart.
I gave you my word, Belain. The Grey Host will make your prophecy come true.
Reach Witch signs and portents can be tiresome, but they are necessary for this. The Dark Heart must beat again.
And it will, Belain. Soon. With the keystone, we can come and go as we please. Now, let us leave this place. We still have much to do before we restart the orrery.
Reach witch prophecies. What fates are you tempting now, Rodder? As we speculated, the keystone does more than open doors. Rodder and Lady Belaine plan to use it to restart the orrery. The question remains, why? And what role does this dark heart play in their schemes? I'm not sure. We know the Grey Host has Reach witches among its ranks. Perhaps a local coven has some role in all this. We need to speak with Arana. To learn about Reach witch prophecies, we might as well go to an expert. Without the keystone or more of those void portals, we can't get down into the orrery chamber. I'll stay here and try to pick up their trail. I need you to go to Rebel's Retreat and see what you can learn from Arana.
Keep at it! Put that silver we acquired to good use, you lazy goat herders!
I wondered if you were going to return, Harrier. The worms and ghosts wouldn't stop whispering to me. Talking about dark doings and stirring evil. The dark heart, you say? There's a tale as old as the Ridge with an evil heart at its center. Like most Ridge stories, it ends bloody. Belaine might have slipped your net, but we know what she's on about. Thanks to you, this hunt isn't over yet. The story of the Dark Heart. The Ghost Song clan knows it well. My clan. Once. I need to speak with my sister, Nathari. She studied the old secrets. Knows about prophecies, both ill and fair. If anyone can glean the mind of Lady Belaine, it's her. Traditions passed down from our foremothers. Like the story of the prophecy of the Dark Heart. It deals with souls, shadows, endings. I know the core of it, but Nathari understands the nuances. Unfortunately, we haven't spoken in a long time. An outsider? Not likely. We need someone to intercede on our behalf. We need Brayden. He's a friend, and he holds the respect of the clan. If he vouches for you, Nathari might talk to you. He often visits Roldan Ring to trade news. Meet me there. Brayden can speak to the mood of the Ghost Song clan. Tell him what you told me. I'm sure he'll help us get a meeting with my sister. He's a werewolf, mind you, but I've never had a truer friend. Look for him at Roldan Ring. I'll meet you there. Roldan Ring is an ancient site southeast of here. It's neutral ground, a place where all clans of the Ridge can gather to trade and share stories. Brayden visits the place a lot. He loves to chatter with other clans. And your friend is a vampire. Werewolves are Hircine's chosen. Many of the Reach's greatest champions are skin changers. Raiden and the other werewolves are nothing like those Grey Host Ravagers. They're the clan's loyal protectors.
My boon shall be given to the hunter who brings me the heart of Tarzan.
If you courage. Exactly.
Know this. Only the strong survive my march of sacrifices. Walking the flagstake.
You're well enough to lock the huntsman in his own realm, Thieffinger.
That's so.
Resurrect! Why, it's my lucky day!
Stay strong, sisters. My spirit is with you. No worries, sisters. My spirit remains. So we have become the prey? How pathetic. Watch out!
Anu, why have you come here?
Is that you, Father?
You must leave! Now! Before you two are trapped within these cursed hunting grounds!
No! I won't leave you to this fate. Not again.
Please! I can't hold it back!
No, thief. This...
Dumbledore! See to him!
By the Imperial light. Over there, Verona. We found her.
I see her. Let's hope she lives. We'll need her before the day is done.
Is that you? I'm going to enjoy this. Ah, it's the outsiders. So the keepers are afraid to face me. Very well. You'll die in their stead. Haven't you noticed that the pact I made protects me from death?
Ignore his words, keepers. Begin the separation.
I'm not confident this will work, Sirion. What are you lot doing? Oh, I do so love to see magic. Is that what this is? This isn't as grand as the spells I learned from the Daedra. But I don't expect much from mortal Alter. Remember, children, you'll never keep me...
Alright, good night, guys. Thanks for stopping by.